Friends, it's very common to use, Excel spreadsheet to decide, which data to be picked up on the basis of some other data, which means if something is more than 1,000, then what should be the percentage or something like that. So for that, a function called as if is being used. So let's see that, using an example here. So here there are roll numbers, from 1 to 11, and the gender of that particular student, either female F or M, male, is there. And you want to actually write here saying that how should you address them? For example, Miss, if she happens to be a girl, and Mr. if he happens to be a guy. So that's how you want to do it, male or female. How do we do this using the if function? So is equal to if, as you know that if being a function, you need to actually type is equal to. Typically we very commonly say it's a formula. What does it mean is that you are entering a function. So double click this, it is asking you logical test. Now what do you want to test? Then there is a possibility that that might be either true or false. So every test will either be a true or false. That's how. So what do you want to test? You want to test whether this field, which is a E16, is equal to. Now remember, it could be either F or M. One of those two possibilities are there. So you want to say if it is equal to. Now remember, F being an alphabet, you need to enclose that into a double quote. It would have a number, if it is greater than 1,000, then there was not required to be put into double quote because 1,000 is a number. But here F is the alphabet, so double quote female F, double quote complete. This is the logical text. Now this could be either true or false. Okay, so hit comma. The moment you put comma, it will say value if it is true. If this value is female F, then what do you want? You want to write MS, which means miss. Remember, again, MS being the alphabetical thing, you need to put it into double quote. Now comma, if it is false, which means if this is not F, then it's going to be M. So here you go ahead and take it into double quote MR, which is Mr. Double quote complete and bracket complete. Look at it here, it is showing MS because it's the thing. But the beauty is that obviously you can pull this. Realize for all M, he is showing Mr., Mr., Miss, Miss, Mr., Mr., and so on. He is doing. Let's say here, you have the name, and here it was, let's say, Sampada, and here it was, let's say, Anil. You can actually go ahead and use it here is equal to address and means connect, attach. Like if it is a number, you say 4 plus 5. If it is a string, you need to say ampersand. In double quote, space, and this. Basically, look at it. It is saying Miss Sampada. MS is picked up from here and Sampada. Anil. Now, if you pull this down, you will realize it is saying Mr. Anil. So that's how it is there. You would be able to, go ahead and change the things. So what we did, let's try to understand what we used. We used if. If something is this could have been a number thing as well. If it have been a number thing. So let's say if it happens to be an age related thing, here is age. Okay, and age, let's say from whatever 1 2. I am going to say here, and I am going to give the numbers here. So here I want to actually go ahead and say that if he is less than the 12, less than 13, then he is a child. From 13 to 19, he is a teen. And if he is more than 19, he is a young guy. So how do I say is equal to if, remember here, this is less than 13. Less than 13 will be called as a child. Now there is a catch. There is a catch that if he is more than 13, he could be more than 13 but less than 19, or he could be more than 19 as well. Then how do I do? To begin with, I will go ahead and call it as, he is either a teen or he is youth. No, I'm giving both the things in double quote here. Click here and it's saying child. I will pull it down, to all the things here. So up to 19. You will realize that he's saying child or youth. Here he has brought child because of the simple thing is that, we have not given any number here. So if I go ahead and pull it, this 18, 19 also, I will go ahead and pull it down here and pull this formula. It is saying teen or youth for everything after that. So this is a successful formula only to identify child with teen and youth. However, I want the formula which also segregates next, which is teen and youth. So I will go ahead and embed one more if. Remember, this was the first if, and you are into the value if false. If it is true, child is there. Now comes if. Now look at it here, the second if. I am putting if within if. Now logical test is again here is less than. Remember, it was less than, 13, it was saying child. If it is less than 20, remember, it is not less than child. Child is already crossed. So now it is less than 20. Here I will call it as a teen because which means is not less than 13. If it was less than 13, you would have selected child and the function would have got terminated there only. But if it is not, if it is less than 20, he is a teen. Now if it is not than, lot less than 20, then obviously he is going to be youth. Okay. Double quote complete. One bracket complete for this if, another for this, and now it is child again. Now I go ahead and pull it here. You realize child, 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 child up to this. 13 is 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Then 20 is youth and so on. And remember, this is a dynamic formula. So if I go ahead and realize that this guy is, whatever, 34-year-old is a youth. If this guy is, whatever, 3 year is a child. Basically, this is directly linked here. Just say this, if case 16, which means age is less than 13, then call it a child. If it is not there, if it is less than 20, it is not, is greater than 13, because if it would have been 13, you would have called it as a child and gone ahead. But it is not there. So he is not a child. So case 16 is less than 20, then call it as a teen. If it is not there, he is neither less than 13 nor less than 20. He is going to be youth. And that's how we coined this particular formula. This is called as a if, which you need to use for taking all sort of these decisions which are there related to the data.